The select committee in Parliament that's responsible for handling the future of the BBC and the licence fee have a number of members that have links to the BBC, a huge conflict of interest. So let's talk about that.
And ask you to introduce yourselves. Because this is the first session of this inquiry, we are all required to declare orally our interests. They will appear in writing.
Oh, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The House of Lords, the Select Committee in the Lords, is going to be discussing the future funding, the licence fee, and of course, the whole discussion, the reformation of the BBC. The government, Nadine Dorries and everybody else who are trying to push for the licence fee to be eliminated. And the BBC finding new ways to fund itself in the future. It is quite tricky when you have a number of members on the Select Committee that have some sort of links or connections or history with the BBC itself. Let's show you a few of them.
We'll start with myself. My interest is that I was an employee of the BBC between 2001 and 2010, therefore a member of their pension scheme, although it's a deferred membership of the pension scheme.
I'm on the board of Tate with Tim Davies, Director General of the BBC. I appear as a regular panellist on BBC Context, for which I'm remunerated. I advise Liontree, the world's global leading M&A media advisory firm.
I broadcast occasionally for the BBC, for which I receive payment.
So I was a governor of the BBC between 2003 and 2006. I occasionally make programmes for and appear on programmes on radio and television. My partner is a freelance filmmaker and cameraman who's occasionally employed by the BBC.
My interests are, I've been an employee of the BBC, ending up as Director General of the BBC, so 2 bursts of employment, and I have a BBC pension.
Your book.
I'm a non-executive director of 3 media groups, Bertelsmann, which has television interests in Europe, and also a television production company in the UK.
I think we've heard enough. Isn't it interesting that a committee, any sort of group of people who should be responsible for, they're being impartial, because the whole point of these places, especially in the House of Lords, to show their expertise, to use their experience, but of course try to be impartial and balanced when it comes to certain debates, is usually filled with people who have interests in those areas. They have links. Now, there's no problem with usually using expertise or experience of people, depending on the sector, if you're just talking about the whole area. But when it's about scrutinizing an organization, it should be a completely independent body. Right now, I have no faith when it comes to these sort of debates, and it should be exposed more. I'm massively surprised, but not really surprised, that no one in the mainstream media are talking about this. I mean, I don't expect the BBC to talk about this, do you? No. But at least the others should really be discussing the fact that people in the House of Parliament, both Commons and the Lords, who have links to, again, there's a number of other areas that we could discuss when it comes to donations, Russian money, Chinese money, and Chinese spies and everything else, but at least legitimate connections to organizations like the BBC, I don't think they should be involved in these talks. I think it should be more independent, a body that should be created to sort this out. And the executive, the government themselves, they could use their powers to destroy the BBC. Just cancel the subscription, which is basically based on tax, and let them find their own way in the future. If you agree with me, leave a comment on my Tousi, and I'll come back with more updates in the coming hours. I'll see you guys in a sec.